Okay, so then comes along Paula, right?
That's right.
Is there is there ever a sense of guilt in not, let's say, putting, I want to say 100% focus because maybe that's not even fair to say, but is there a sense of guilt having now a new priority in your life along with your family and tennis? Now that there's a new person that comes into the thing that's gonna require you to give a lot of your time and effort so that the thing works.
It was for sure something that distracted me the first 3-4 months when it started, and I can
So it's
only
her
say that
fault.
And
now.
if we have to edit this, it's okay because you don't want to get in trouble later. It's okay. With her.
There is nothing wrong with it. I understand that it would have happened at some point of my life or my career that there would be something that would distract me a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't refer to it as something bad. It was just an experience, and I didn't exactly knew how to handle it properly. I was perhaps at the time a little bit immature on the way I would handle it. I'm much more mature and understanding of it now, knowing where to prioritize and how to prioritize. But that wouldn't make her someone that I wouldn't prioritize still. It's just the separating it in the proper way and knowing when to do what and when to put attention to what. So it comes at at a certain wave, I would say. um, I was mesmerized by Paula when I first saw her, and I had a big crush on her for a long time. So it was very difficult for me to hold it together when it first happened because
That's a good word to use, I
it
think.
was really like
Mesmerized.
a
That's a
dream
big
come
one.
true.
That's a lot of letters in that word, mesmerized. I don't know if
That's a
I can
good
spell
word.
that one.
Uh, I also in my mind when this first happened, I thought that I'd better have the world know so people can just leave me alone and leave me in peace because I knew the responsibilities that would come with it once it's public and once everyone knew about it. That would probably be the only thing that people ask me about. So I preferred more that I kind of showcase it myself for at least 1 or 2 months, so people can kind of leave me alone, and now I can just focus on my tennis.
Mm.
It kind of created this wave, I feel like, and it still sort of presented itself the way that I thought it would. But I'm much more calm about it now. We know our obviously the limits with Paolo. We've discussed all sort of things. We're very balanced in this. And we both prioritize our tennis careers much more. That I feel like, at least me. I don't know Paola's side. I have no idea, but at least me.
Yo, there's a video of you at the Australian Open this year. I think she won her first set and maybe like down a break in the second. And she's like freaking out. And you're hitting her with the calma, calma, calma. So who is more coachable in the tense moments? You or her?
Paula is a great coach too. She has
Okay.
helped me get out of jail a few times during a match.
Uh-huh.
Has been a definitely great support and a great backup in difficult moments. I would say, look, I would within myself, I would feel calmer when I'm watching or when I'm explaining something. I would try. I wouldn't say I would always act like this, but I would try to act within reason. Uh, and obviously, men, we try and act more with logic.
Ah,
And
So
here's where he
yes.
starts to get
Paula
in
would
trouble.
obviously act a
Here's
little
where
bit
it's
more.
going this way.
Paula would act a little bit more out of emotion, which is normal. I understand it.
You gotta say mesmerize again. Say mesmerize again. Help yourself.
There's this mixture of both.
Suddenly, it's a good balance.
Mesmerizing.
It's very mesmerizing. Ah, that's funny, bro.
It's something I never thought that I would kind of have to deal with. I would never picture that I would be with a tennis player. It just came naturally, and it felt like we clicked from the beginning. But uh, it presents with different challenges, having to be together, different than any other type of relationship. But I'm more than happy to face those and to embrace them and to work through them. You know what I mean?
I wanna know. So, in my experience, let me say this in the best way possible. Women, they always want to upgrade their partner. So
That's
like, so whether it's your fashion or maybe the way you speak or whatever it is,
in
they
my
try
case, it's the opposite.
okay. So okay, in what ways has she changed you and you changed her?
Oh yes. So Paula has definitely made me a more caring person.
Okay.
Um, she has made me a better communicator. I wasn't such a good communicator before I meet her. So throughout our relationship, I felt I have improved in my communication skills,
Have to. No choice.
for sure. And what else? I'm trying to come up with some other stuff that I can actually see right now, but not. So much more. I would say much more structured in terms of trying to be organized. So in a healthy way, not in a obsessive way. And I would say one thing that I have brought into her life would probably be Paula. Why don't you just answer that yourself?
He needs help.
I
He's looking for help.
ask her.
How
So
have I?
I'm just curious to see what Paula says on this. What would be her? You don't know? Okay.
Too good.
That's way too good.
I would imagine. I would imagine I have upgraded a little bit her fashion. And
Oh
what was the
wow.
other thing you said?
Fashion, maybe the way you speak, how you treat people.
Oh, the
What else?
speaking part. Yeah.
Oh,
I
okay.
reintroducing a few words here and there, like
The vocabulary.
random moments of the day where vocabulary exactly. So
Yes.
reintroducing different words that she can actually use sometimes when she speaks. Uh, because I understand like probably that is a skill that I have a little bit more than her, and I don't
Mm.
blame her for it. I'm just saying like she has helped
No,
me in
for
so
sure.
many other things that I feel like maybe responsible in that part. So
Okay.
yeah, definitely stuff that we kind of enforce to each other that are enjoyable for both of us because we're both learning. But also the fashion part, Paola, I have made her start dressing a little bit more like Italian style, like
Okay.
um,
Okay.
so yeah, a little bit more classy. But she doesn't always like it, so it
Oof.
comes in
Oof.
different waves. It comes
Oof.
in different waves.
Tough vocabulary
Okay.
word there.
Lastly on this topic before we move on. So over Christmas break, I was doing preseason training with my cousin. He's a footballer, like soccer, and he's like about 17. And he was telling me, because I'm 29, and he was asking me if I had a girlfriend. I said no, and then he said, the advice that he had from his parents was like focus on girls later, like just work hard and train and play football. And that's kind of advice that I got from my parents too, is like focus on what you have to do, the girls will come later. So I don't think I necessarily fully agree with that, because I think that in the right balance it could be beneficial to you as well. So how would you answer that question if you can give advice to a younger tennis player or younger athlete or whoever listening that's younger, about that situation? What kind of advice can you give them about balancing a relationship with what you deeply care about and your goals?
I really care about tennis. I happen to fall in love and find a person within my industry that I would have never expected. We had this easy connection that just happened without having to force it too much. So it kind of felt wrong not to have her by my side. It kind of felt wrong not to ask her out. And kind of reflecting on it every single day, I see no reason that I should have done it because, many might say that I haven't been playing amazing the last couple of months, but I don't think it has anything to do with that because I've never been more focused in my life when it comes to training and trying to come up with different solutions of why I'm not delivering what I should be delivering. There's a side probably, I had my comfort zone with my father for so many years, and that was lost in September, and it's not part of my comfort zone. I still maybe feel like there's a part of my identity missing without him coaching me, because it's something that I did with him since I was a little kid. I went to the tennis court with him. He was kind of part of my tennis identity. You know what I mean? And
Mm.
not seeing him there, it it took me a while to get used to. I remember traveling to all kinds of tournaments to Shanghai. We were traveling to Melbourne and feeling like there was something lacking. Um, but I have to accept responsibility. I'm an adult, and I have to obviously take my own decisions and decide for myself what is good for me and what I need to let go of. One advice that I would want to give kids is, obviously, to all follow their hearts. I don't think there's anything wrong that they can do. They're the ones to decide what's best for them, and sometimes the most comfortable thing wouldn't necessarily be the best thing for them, and seeking a little bit of discomfort in their lives that is going to allow them to push those limits will be beneficial for their development and their growth of who they want to be in whatever they want to be. It doesn't have to be tennis, anything.
Yeah.
And advice as well. So if they see a girl they like at the courts, what's the game? How do you get the girl that you want? How do the young ones do that? How do they approach it?
You tell them I'm mesmerized.
Just be a gentleman. That's my
A
advice.
gentleman. All right, that's the Tsitsipas game. Gentleman.
Okay.
Thanks for watching this clip. If you want to watch the full episode, the link is in the description down below.